Hey guys, now we'll go on to part 2, which is equations with pronumerals on both sides. So in the previous part, we've only had an equation with pronumerals on one side, which is a simple equation, but now we'll have some equations with pronumerals on both sides. But it's pretty much the same thing, there's nothing more difficult about it, so have a look and see how easy it is as well. So starting with question 12, so you can see that we have 3x plus 8 equals to 2x plus 11. We have x on both sides. But as long as you know which are the like terms, all you need to remember is gathering your like terms. So see how x and x, they're like terms? Move all the x's on one side and move all the constant numbers on the other side. So see how 8 and 11 are constant terms? So what I'm going to do is move my 2x onto this side to gather it up with my 3x. So see how it's positive 2x? If there's nothing in the front, it's just positive. So positive 2x, I'm going to move it over to the other side and make it negative 2x. And then see how we have positive 8 here? I'm going to move this over to the other side by making it negative 8. So we have 11 minus 8 on this side. Okay, so gathering up your x's, gathering up your numbers. So now, what's 3x minus 2x? It's simply x. And 11 minus 8 is 3. Okay, so make sure you always keep the pronumeral and subtract the coefficients. Coefficients are the numbers in front of the pronumerals. So see how the coefficient of x here is 3, the coefficient of x here is negative 2. So 3 minus 2 is 1, so we have 1x, which is just x. Okay, so make sure you don't make a mistake by cancelling out the x's for some reason. So that's question 12. Question 13, again we have x's on both sides, but remember what I said in the previous question? Gather the x's on one side, gather the constant numbers on the other side. So I'm going to move my 5x onto this side by subtracting it. I'm going to move my negative 1 over to the other side by making it positive 1, like this. So we have 6x minus 5x, and over here we have 7 plus 1. So make sure you know how to switch your signs. So what's 6x minus 5x? That's simply x. 7 plus 1 is simply 8. Easy peasy. Yeah? 14. Now 4x minus 9, we have 2x plus 15. Do the same thing. Gather your x's on your left. So move your 2x by subtracting 2x. Move your negative 9 by adding 9. Okay, so see how I switch the signs? Yeah? So now do the same thing. 4x minus 2x is 2x. 15 plus 9 is 24. Now we have one more step because we still don't have x. We have 2x. We don't want 2x, we want x. So, see how it's 2 times x? What's the opposite of times? Divide. So, divide by 2 and you get 12. 24 divided by 2 is 12, so x is 12. Okay, so add in extra steps if you need to. 15, okay. You guys can try, I think. But for those who are still a little bit confused, have a look. 6x, move it over to here. Negative 11, move it over to here, but switch the signs, just like this. So it becomes negative 6, and here it becomes positive 11. So 10x minus 6x is 4x, 5 plus 11 is 16. Now, one more step is needed because we don't have x yet, we have 4x. So it's 4 times x, so simply divide by 4. So 16 divided by 4 is 4. Okay, so that's all I did. Now 16, okay. I think you guys can try this yourself, but maybe you can pause and then check your answer with mine. But I'll get started on this by myself as well. So move the 2x over here, move the 5 over to the other side. So x is on your left, constants on your right. So 4x minus 2x, and here we'll have 5 minus 5. Now 4x minus 2x is what, guys? It's 2x, and 5 minus 5 is 0. So think about this, guys. 2 times x is 0. We don't want 2x, we just want x, so we need to divide by 2, don't we? But 0 divided by anything is always 0. Okay, 0 divided by any type of number is always going to be 0. So 0 divided by 2 is also 0. So x is 0. Okay, so 0 is the answer. 17. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. Move the pronumerals over to the left, the constants over to the right. So we have plus 1 minus 2x. But have a look, guys. 2x minus 2x is 0x. Or simply 0. You can write 0, but I just wrote 0x. And then 5 plus 1 is, oh no, 6. Yeah? Little mistake there. But 0x is 6. Is that possible? Well, 2x minus 2x is 0, or you can say 0x like I did here. But 0 times anything is what, guys? 0 times any number is always going to be just 0. So can 0 times x be 6? No. So therefore we have no solutions. So this is quite possible. You might have no solutions in your answers. So if you think that it doesn't make sense at all, then the answer is simply no solutions, or you can call it undefined as well. Okay, that's the answer. So that one didn't make sense, so there's no solutions. And that was a little mistake there, guys, so don't make those silly mistakes. Question 18. Alright, we've got another one, because I'm going to move my 2x over to this side, 5 over to the other side by switching the signs. So we have minus 2x and minus 5. Now see, guys, 2x minus 2x, that cancels away, that's 0 as well. Or we can call it 0x. And 5 minus 5 is 0. Now remember what I said in the previous question? 0 times anything is 0. 0 times a million is 0, 0 times whatever is 0. So here, the solution is 0. So this one actually does make sense. 0 times something must be 0. So what can x be? Now, I don't want you to go ahead and do 0 divided by 0, because that will get you 0, or that won't really help. X is not 0, because x can be 1, x can be 2, x can be 5, x can be 0.759. X can be anything, because 0 times whatever is 0. So, this time it's all real solutions. All real values of x can happen. Okay? So x can be anything, that's what this means. So if you think that x can be any number, there's no restrictions to x, you can write all real number x. Okay, because it must be a real number, and x can be possible for all of the number line. Okay, so that's the difference with the previous question, so make sure you know the difference. And have a look, this is probably a question that you might get confused with in the exam, so make sure you watch out for this one. And that concludes the second part.